When I was in Washington in America in 1988 for conventions, I think it was a Chelan convention. The first speaker was a young sister whose name was Diane Naub, pronounced Naub but spelled K-N-A-U-B. The way she spoke was most impressive and helpful. It really was a good start for the convention. And she had not been in the work very long. She told about her father being on a farm with a big cherry orchard, and the other farmers in that area all had cherry trees. And one day she drove her father's truck into the town to get something, and as she was driving back towards their house, the road went between their orchard and the neighbor's orchard. And their cherries were not quite ripe yet, but the neighbor's cherries were beautifully ripe, just right to pick. And they looked so nice. And the neighbors were very good friends of theirs. So Diane decided, oh, well, I'll just pick a few cherries and they won't mind at all. So she drove the truck in between their cherry trees, and she got out and she picked a nice big armful of cherries. Got back in the truck and put the cherries on the seat beside her, and then she was going to drive out, but she had not realized that just the day before the farmer had watered his trees very well and the ground was very soft. And when she stopped the truck there, it sank right down to the axle in the mud, in the soft ground. And when she tried to reverse out, the truck would not move. And the more she tried to reverse, the more the wheels would spin and the deeper it would go into the mud. But now she was really stuck, because she's in the neighbor's yard, the truck full of his cherries, well, not full, but lots of his cherries, and she couldn't move. It's a very awkward situation. In the next moment, she saw the neighbor come walking along. And he was a man that did not speak very much. Quiet kind of a man. So he came up to the truck. He said, Diane? And she was very ashamed and shy, and so with a little voice she said, yes. He said, you're stuck. And so she said, yes. He said, Diane? She said, yes. He said, I'll help you. I'll help you out. And the whole world does not need to know about it. Oh, she was so thankful. She said, thank you so much. And he got his tractor and he pulled her out, and nobody needed to know. But anyway, she said those were such gracious words. He said, I'll help you out. The whole world doesn't need to know. He didn't say a word about the cherries, nothing about that. Just, I'll help you out. So then Diane said, at the beginning of the convention, some people have come and maybe feeling really like they're stuck in the mud. Something we cannot get victory over, and feeling very discouraged, and coming to the convention thinking that all we'll get is punishment and reproof. But she said, no, maybe we are stuck, but at this convention we're going to hear very gracious words, and God will say, I know you're stuck, but I'll help you out, and the whole world does not need to know about it. Well, that was a very nice start for convention, and right through the convention in testimonies, people were mentioning that.